It's pretty simple. There are a lot of projects that we love on this channel. For each of those projects, we have this series of videos where we ask the question, how many of them tokens do you have to accumulate right now at current prices, and then transfer out for dollars at the height of this bull cycle, possibly next year in 2026, in order to become a crypto millionaire. And obviously one of our favorite altcoins, which has been performing really well, by the way, has been SEI Network, ticker SEI. If you're a long-term holder, it's possible you've earned as much as 22,700%. That means certainly there are already some SEI millionaires out there, but we're going to take a look at the numbers. Objectively speaking, we are empiricists at the end of the day. We try to be unemotional. We're using the latest data here, the most up-to-date price forecast, to answer a very important question. Exactly how many SEI do you need to acquire today in order to be a crypto millionaire in 2026? Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, okay? SEI, something else, other altcoins, whatever. I genuinely wish you well. Just remember, I am not a financial or investment advisor, nor is this video official financial or investment advice. So a little bit of context to begin with, and we've been covering SEI a lot, like I said recently. Check out some of our recent publications if you're not up to speed. But in a nutshell, I would say, if you're totally unfamiliar with SEI Network, I would say it's an altcoin project with the word financial written all over it. It caters to DeFi, decentralized finance, and also offers a variety of financial apps. We did this recent deep dive specifically looking into and analyzing SEI Network. And then also yesterday, we talked about the very important US House vote that's in the United States, in which we talked about SEI, one of three altcoins that, in my humble opinion, is going to greatly benefit. Now, SEI claims to be the fastest parallel blockchain. A parallel blockchain offers faster and cheaper transactions as compared to a traditional blockchain. Parallel implies that they can be processed, those transactions, at the same time, simultaneously, right? Whereas a traditional blockchain processes serially, one transaction at a time. So this shows us that SEI is indeed fast. Obviously, that's a prerequisite and very important in the world of DeFi. Then we also have the low-cost transactions, which are part of this. That's just as important. Now, SEI is preparing itself to have its infrastructure ready for RWA, real-world assets, pretty much the hottest subsector of cryptocurrency. Along with AI, this is really our favorite subcategory. We feel that RWA and AI are just white hot, and they're pretty much only just getting started because there's much more runway and a lot more potential here to be uncovered. And I say that because institutions in particular are dabbling in RWA. They're getting started, but the goal, kind of the holy grail, especially in relation to cryptocurrency, is the tokenization fully of real-world assets. So, for example, we have BlackRock's CEO, Larry Fink. He's a fan. That's a nice guy to have on your side for any kind of a movement. You can't really get much bigger when talking about influential people in TradFi, at least, traditional finance. But that begs the question, which rails exactly is SEI Network setting up in order to accommodate RWA in its infrastructure? There are three major steps right now that I want to talk about. We're going to take a closer look at what these steps are and why they matter. Firstly, and this is a big one, we have integration with none other than Chainlink's CCIP. This is Chainlink's interoperability protocol, and it connects SEI with 61 other networks and 142 tokens. That list may actually need to be updated by the time this video comes out. It is always growing. It's also enabled over $20 trillion in transaction value, TVE. Not 20 billion, not 20 million, $20 trillion. Then there's also Circle's USDC, which is coming to SEI Network. That means native USDC on SEI. It's going to bring more than $62 billion into SEI's ecosystem, which is great news for SEI as a project. And then there's also the element of Circle's cross-chain transfer protocol, or CCTP. Chainlink's CCIP was already integrated with Circle's CCTP since January of last year, so January 2024. And what this means, if we take these actions, study them collectively, put them all together, is that SEI as a project is really ready. I would say not only ready, but eager to jump headfirst into the RWA market because all these rails are being built out as we speak. As you have seen these last few days and these last few weeks, we've been talking about slowly unveiling a new project that we're very proud of here at Altcoin Buzz, check out the link in the description below. We're inviting all of our viewers to try it, to check it out. Once again, you can find the link and participate in the description below. Let's talk now a little TA, a little technical analysis, and SEI's token. Its most recent support level was at the 14 or so cent range in April, a few months ago, earlier this year, with the current price of SEI, as you can see, sitting just below 36 cents. I don't see us going back to 14 cents anytime soon. I always have to say asterisk, unless there's some kind of a black swan event, by the way, that applies both within crypto and outside of crypto, something big enough to affect the crypto markets. But again, barring some kind of a black swan event, I think 14 cents, that territory is behind us. Consider for the record and for context that SEI's all-time low was in October 2023 when it hit 9.5 cents. That's now well over a year ago. But it's still got some room to go until it hits its all-time high or revisits that territory. That was $1.14. Let's consider right now SEI's current resistance. That dates to about December 2024 when SEI hit 70.9 cents. For the sake of convenience, we're going to call that 71 cents. That is a little bit less than 2 times from where we are right now. For SEI's all-time high, like I said, we got to go back to March of 2024, so over a year ago, $1.14. That would be about a 2.5x, 2.5 times where we are right now. But then over the last 30 days, we see that SEI is up over 100%, actually nearly 120%. This is a project with an over $2 billion market cap. Now, out of the 10 billion total supply, we have 5.7 billion already in circulation. That's 57% for a relatively young project. It's not good. It's not bad. It's sort of in between. Really, the more tokens that circulate, the less vesting and unlocking surprises that you're going to have. So this is not terrible, but nothing to really celebrate either. SEI Network's token generation event, their TGE, came hand in hand with its SEI airdrop. You may remember that airdrop did not go well with its recipients for how small it was. Basically, that was the main grievance. It actually caused a bit of a backlash from SEI's community, and perhaps rightfully so. However, it would seem that SEI Network has overcome those particular issues and has since been faring pretty well. I do want you to keep in mind that SEI has scheduled monthly unlocks of 55.56 million SEI. That's going to happen, like I said, every month until August of 2027. So that represents 0.96% of the circulating supply. These monthly unlocks tend to cause minor price fluctuations to the downside, drops, but nothing too serious. It's a manageable amount in terms of percentage. However, unlocks won't end until March 2031. That's another 5.5 years to go. So again, just keep that in mind. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight video is sponsored by Walrus Protocol, which has the fastest solution for data storage on the market today. It's from the team behind Sui, and their token and airdrop were a huge success. Walrus is already a top 150 coin. In fact, it's so resilient that even with only a few nodes operating, your data availability will not be affected. Decentralized data storage on Walrus is solving the big problem of data availability and integrity. And this is especially important for AI models and their data sets. Decentralized AI solutions are important to many of us in the industry and many of you as well. And really the last thing that we'd want to see is having to give up our data for free again, like we did with social media and a lot of the big Web 2 companies. But AI models are big, huge databases that need training on one end and specialized limited access on the consumer end. Walrus was built exactly for this. Its specialty in large pieces of unstructured data means storing models to train to your liking on your private data is easier and cheaper than ever before. And Seal helps you control who accesses it. That means you can use Walrus to create an AI app to sell to others with the user permissions and controls you need. So try Walrus today. Whether you need it to store an NFT or an entire AI model, you get the same smooth, fast, and cheap storage service. Follow Walrus on X for more updates and check out the link in the description below. All right, let's crunch the numbers here. Let's get specific. Let's calculate exactly how many SEI you're going to need to acquire today if you want to cash them out at what we feel is going to be the height of SEI's price by 2026. We're going to be using an SEI price of 36 cents, rounding slightly, which is also down slightly on the day, but 36, just around to the nearest cent. It's just going to be more convenient that way for the calculations. Bitcoin has pulled back a little bit, and altcoins did as well. So we're going to use 36 cents. Now, over the last 30 days, we see that SEI is up by 120 or so percent. That means if it does this again, let's say in the next 30 days, quick calculation here, that would bring SEI to a price of 79.2 cents. That's the token price. So if we divide $1 million by that token price, you'd need, as you see here, 1.262 million SEI at 79.2 cents to become a millionaire. And buying those today at the current price of 36 cents would cost us a little over $450,000. But that's a super modest outlook. That's not even previous all-time high territory. So let's consider SEI's price going above 75 cents. $1 is the next logical target. It's also easy math. If you want to be a millionaire, with a $1 SEI, you're going to need 1 million SEI tokens. And acquiring those 1 million SEI tokens today at 36 cents, also simple math, that costs us $360,000. Let's continue here. Let's be increasingly optimistic as we go and now consider some new all-time high territory. I do see SEI going to $2 and beyond. And if you hold 500,000 SEI tokens at $2 a piece, then you are a crypto millionaire. Also simple math. And acquiring 500,000 SEI tokens today at a cost of 36 cents a piece is going to be $180,000 presently. Let's go a little bit more parabolic now and consider the upper limits of this bull run, possibly beyond. What if SEI just has an unbelievable breakout and hits $5 in price? That's about a 14x from 36 cents. It would require a little bit of luck, to be fair, but it's not unheard of in terms of previous bull markets. So very simply, again, we take $1 million, we divide that by a $5 token price for SEI. That's the upper consideration here in terms of price targets that we're looking at. We would need 200,000 SEI tokens at $5 a piece to have $1 million worth of SEI. And acquiring those 200,000 SEI tokens today at 36 cents a piece would cost us $72,000. And I want to be a little bit realistic here. I'd say personally that $5 is probably the upper limit of what SEI can reach in the next year. So the next 12 months is what I mean by 2026. If we stretch this a bit, we're now considering future cycles, future bull markets. But let's just, for the sake of argument, look at $10 per SEI tokens. SEI fans are going to like this, no doubt. Also, very simple math. We need 100,000 SEI tokens to be millionaires down the line if it were to hit $10 a piece. And if we were to acquire those 100,000 tokens today, also simple math, that would cost us $36,000. Again, presently, today. Let me know which price you think is the most realistic for SEI, both until December and then kind of longer term into 2026, 2027. Let's go all the way to 2030, 2031. Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to follow us. Very lively discussions happening and are ongoing on X and on Discord. You can always find those links in the description below.